there's like a sea of fans. It was incredible. But I had my trombone and all these luggage and stuff, you know, and then they just trampled me.
저희가 오징어 게임에 나오는 간단한 게임 하나 준비했습니다.
파이팅!
Oh!
That was loud.
저희 이제 2부로 넘어가도록 하겠습니다. 두 분 모두 한국에서 사신 지 되게 오래됐다고 들었는데 많은 분들께서 한국에서 사는 외국인 연주자들의 생활을 좀 궁금해하실 것 같아요. 그래서 한국에서 가장 인상 깊은 점 혹은 가장 마음에 들었던 점은 뭔지 궁금합니다.
I think for both of us, we actually discussed this before. It's how we're just always impressed at how safe Korea is. I mean, because we both raised our families here, and it's really satisfying to be able to walk around any neighborhood in Seoul. I mean, maybe it's just me being naive as a foreigner, but I don't feel a great sense of danger. At least with my possession, I think Koreans are very honorable people with possessions. Like, you know, you can see. For instance, you'll see people just put their bag down or their wallet on a chair and go, and this kind of thing doesn't. I don't want to talk down my country or other countries, but you probably cannot do that.
I mean, I've left my trumpet on the subway twice, and both times got it back no problem. That would not happen in New York. I think another thing is the infrastructure and logistics and convenience of everything in Korea is so much above so many other places. The subway is fast and cheap and clean. The food delivery services are half the price of what it would be like in the United States. It's just really nice to have, and even the internet speed is so much faster and cheaper than it is in other Western countries.
지금 전 세계적으로 한류가 열풍이다라는 말이 많은데 혹시 직접적으로 느끼신 적이 있나요?
It's really changed a lot in the 16 years that we were here. The Hallyu wave has exploded the last 10 years. I think the first time that my friends back in America noticed it was, you know, Psy and Gangnam Style. That was the first big hit that put Korea on the map. But since then, with all the other Korean celebrities and shows and, you know, BTS and everything else, it's really exploded. It got even to the point where my hometown is not too big, about 100,000 people. But we now have 3 Korean restaurants in my hometown, and we didn't have any Korean food. That all of those have opened in the last 5 years.
We had a concert at the, I think in Thailand through the Juilliard program,
Yeah.
where we were doing some educational project, and in the Bangkok airport, when I flew in, there was a very famous K-pop singer on the plane, and I wish I knew who he was. There's like a sea of fans. It was incredible. But I had my trombone and all these luggage and stuff, you know, and then they just trampled me. Like literally, you know, like, and I wish, you know, maybe I should have brought my boxing gloves or something, because I almost, you know, I got shaking around, and, you know, all shapes and sizes of people, and all I could do was like hang on, like it was like a movie. I'm like hanging on to the wall to try to get away from the yeah, because I mean, you know, everyone was acting normally, but as soon as they saw him, like it was like their minds went into a different zone. They just went for him, and he had bodyguards, and that's when I realized, wow, it's really popular. I mean, probably all over the world. But since I'm living here, you know, we may have less of a sense of that since we've been mainly living in Korea. We don't see the impression like in America or in Europe and the rest of Asia, how the popularity is just blown up because we actually live here. So that is our everyday life. Oh yes, this is K-pop stars, but you just hear stories about it.
네, 말씀하신 것처럼 K-팝도 있지만 뭐 기생충이나 오징어 게임 같은 그런 한국 드라마, 영화가 굉장히 인기잖아요. 혹시 재밌게 즐겨보신 작품이 있을까요?
My wife and I just finished watching Sky Castle, which has been really interesting because my wife is an international school teacher. My wife was asking her students, like, Sky Castle, like, is that like completely made up or is that like somewhat true? And the students are like, it's way too true. So it's really interesting to kind of see that side of society that maybe we don't get to see all that often, but the way that they do it in the shows is it's a little bit funny and a little bit sad all at once, which I think is what it's supposed to be.
Well, I'm living that because my wife is making sure the kids get so many lessons every day, and so that is my life. Yeah. Yeah.
Is your children learning instrument as well?
Piano for now. They both learn piano, but maybe a little bit of violin. It's kind of after school, just lightly. But hopefully later they will learn an orchestral instrument. That would be nice.
My kids are still pretty young too. When they get to 5th grade in their school, they will actually have their mom as their music teacher. So she's going to be the one teaching them their first band instrument. So I think my younger daughter already has shown lots of interest in wanting to play trumpet, and I think she'll do well, but we've got a few years before that comes.
지금 대화를 나눠보니까 두 분 다 한국어 굉장히 능통하신데 혹시 즐겨 쓰는 한국말이 있을까요?
네, 한국어 어떤 단어보다 표현, 속담, 사자성어 진짜 좋아요. 우물안 개구리, 내 코가 속자, 코 빠지도록 기다렸어 그런 게. 근데 사자성어 중에 새옹지마이라는 거 진짜 좋아. 그 뜻은 좋아요.
즐겨 쓰는 걸 넘어서 인생 교훈까지 받고 계시네요. 정말 한국말 너무 잘하시는데.
저 비행기 태우지 마세요.
저보다 잘하시는 것 같아요.
감사합니다.
Well, I obviously am not nearly as fluent in Korean as Jason is, but the one word that I find works in almost any sort of occasion is 진짜. And so, and I think people are shocked when I use it, in the right way, in context. Like, if I'm driving in my car and have my windows down, and, a motorcycle zooms in front of me, they'll be like, 진짜? Or just anything. It's such an easy, good word to use in any occasion, but so many times people just, shocked that I speak any Korean words. So, I don't know. I use that every day. I love it, so. When my daughters were really young, when we were at a different school, we had to put them in 어린이집 from a very young age. So we had these blonde-haired, children whose first language was Korean. And they would come home and just start speaking everything to us in Korean because at 어린이집, of course, it's all Korean, and they really took to it. So I learned a lot of my Korean from my 3-year-old daughter who was learning it from daycare.
코로나로 인해서 공연도 힘들지만 좀 고향 방문하는 것도 힘드셨을 것 같아요. 그래서 마지막으로 고향을 방문하신 게 언젠지 또 가장 그리워하시는 게 뭔지 궁금합니다.
Actually, for the first time since COVID, my wife and kids and I were all able to go back just a few weeks ago. So we were able to spend 2 months in America, split between my hometown, which is just south of Chicago, and my wife's hometown, which is by San Francisco. So it was really nice for us to catch up with all of our family and to see them again and to eat all the food that we, haven't had in a long time.
How about Jason?
America 1 month ago, but that was to play with the Seattle Symphony. However, my family came out to Seattle to visit me, so that was nice. But to go to my hometown, that was last winter. I got a good long period to go there. The orchestra was very generous to allow me to go because it had been so many years since I had gone home.
I think with the nature of our work, playing in an orchestra, it's kind of very similar to a professional athlete as to we don't really get to choose what location in the world or in the country we get to live. So I don't think it's as big of a deal living overseas because we would probably still be an airplane a ride away from our hometowns anyway. From my hometown, there's only a few orchestras that are within a few hours driving to my hometown. So especially with FaceTime and all the other technology, I think it's okay that we, maybe I would see my parents just as much living in Korea as if I lived in Texas or something.
네, 지금 이 영상을 보고 있을 가족분들과 친구분들한테 영상편지 한번 남겨볼까요?
Hi, Mom and Dad. And hi, everyone back home in the States. Thank you so much for always supporting me in my career choice and living abroad. And I'm glad I got to see many of you when I was home. And for the rest of you, hopefully I'll see you at Christmas.
Hello, I hope you're all happy and healthy wherever you are, and I love you. We keep it simple, but I call everybody on the phone all the time, so this I just want to say, I love you. 건강, well, I have to talk in English to them. Yeah, stay out of trouble and stay safe, stay healthy, and looking forward to seeing you when I get back home.
공연이나 연습이 없을 때 주로 어떤 활동을 하시나요?
I've got a few hobbies that I do. At the beginning of COVID, I really started playing tennis a lot more and started taking lessons. There's some tennis courts on the campus of the school where our apartment is. And it's a very good socially distanced sport. So I've really enjoyed that, just playing with a lot of the other teachers that are there and some of the members of our orchestra we play, which has been really fun. My other big hobby is I really enjoy following professional baseball, Major League Baseball back in the States. That's the first thing I'll do when I wake every morning is I'll check what games are on and what the scores are. I really actually like it because all the games from the United States, they're in the morning time here.
Actually, honestly, these days my hobby is just going to the park with my children and, teaching them how to ride, riding bikes, playing soccer with them, playing with the basketball, water guns. They in the summertime. But I mean, when I have time for myself, I like learning new things. I like reading, maybe just any subject like history, like some finance or a lot of eclectic things. Listening to music, watching movies, things like this. Just normal hobbies, but a lot of time is taken up by the children now. Because when you're not at work, that's the time to play with them.
그래서 저희가 오징어 게임에 나오는 간단한 게임 하나 준비했습니다. 혹시 뭔지 아실까요? 예측하실 수 있나요? 뭘까요?
예측할 수 있어요. 그때 오징어 게임 나오는 게임 있잖아요. 그 전철에서 이렇게 게임 있잖아요.
네, 바로 맞습니다. 바로 딱지치기입니다.
As long as I don't get slapped. Okay.
Okay.
혹시 해보셨나요, 딱지치기?
한 번도 해본 적 없어요. Have you tried it?
No, first time. I've never
First
played.
time.
저희가 2개의 스타벅스 별다방 커피 상품권을 준비했는데 하나는 10,000원이 충전돼 있고 또 하나는 50,000원이 충전돼 있습니다.
Okay. Fighting!
Oh.
Maybe in the 딱 가운데 해야 돼. Okay.
Oh,
Good.
that was
So they
close.
flip?
That was
Oh, that's
close.
the other way.
I flipped mine. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to
Okay.
flip yours.
Red one.
Do I put it in the middle or?
That was loud. Good job. Good job.
I think 픽업은 가깝게 릴리스해야 되나 봐요.
최종 목표나 꿈에 대해서 여쭤보고 싶습니다.
I think I just want to raise my children well and hope that they have a happy life. And for myself, I just want to pursue things that are interesting to me.
I think that honestly, my family is kind of living the life that we want to live. So I think we all, I want to raise my daughters well and have them be happy and to be able to pursue their own dreams. And I'm just really excited to see how my career progresses through the Seoul Philharmonic and with all my colleagues. I'm excited to for us to have our auditions coming up and for us to hire new musicians for the orchestra. And I'm just really excited to see what comes up for the Seoul Philharmonic and yeah.
네, 오늘 제프리 홀브룩 부수성님과 제이슨 크리미 부수성님 모시고 음악 이야기부터 한국 생활 이야기까지 다양하게 나눠봤는데요. 오늘 어떠셨나요?
되게 좋았어요.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
네, 오늘 함께 해주셔서 정말 감사합니다. 네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you. 구독,
좋아요.
알림 설정
부탁해요.